High, you'll love the stuff we're made of. By Kentucky Utilities, the power to live more comfortably. By the Kentucky AIDS Hotline, answers for all of Kentucky 24 hours a day, toll-free. And by State Farm Insurance and the State Farm agents throughout Kentucky who support Wildcat basketball.
Thanks very much, Rob. Some good news for Kentucky football fans. Bill Curry and
CC. 90-60 is the final. And to wrap it up, let's go to Dick Gabriel. Dick.
4, where Louisville eventually lost in the semifinals to Arkansas, went on to lose to Murray State in that ranks.
Kentucky against Vanderbilt.
Tim Jr. from Chicago, Illinois.
Now 65-56, Kentucky by 9.
Brought to you by Ashland. Ashland urges you to get involved and put the power of education to work, because nothing happens until someone cares. Discover the Whitaker difference. And by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All-around coverage, all around Kentucky.
Cats playing on this floor for only the 3rd time here in the month of December. The other
NCAA and a proud sponsor of University of Kentucky basketball.
Kentucky starting to rediscover that stroke from the exit.
With Pennzoil at the half, right at the 38-second mark of the first half. They've only been able to get 8:40. Kentucky with its largest lead, just over.
And we're set to go here with the second half's action. The Wildcats will inbound.
Alumni band and see them there cranking up as the students are gone. What that does is it gives a lot of people that normally can't get tickets a chance to get in here in Rupp Arena, and that's why you see the upper arena tonight almost packed.
Basketball game after game. Tonight it's our SEC opener. The Georgia Bulldogs, the Kentucky Wildcats, coming your way next. They lead it by 9. Second half basketball coming your way next.
Freedom Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Freedom on Broadway, and by Kroger.
Well, started done for this team, and what he will do for this team is when it comes crunch time, he'll put them on their back. And right now they need him to step up a little bit, down 2 from Rupp Arena after this word from your local station.
The Cats were down early, now have the lead by 3. Kentucky leads Louisville 36-32, about to begin the second half here at Rupp Arena in Lexington. His first half total of 8, Kentucky up 13.
He's doing a terrific job in his second half, Jim, getting open.
8.5, 16 for the game. Kentucky with its largest lead off this 14-2 run.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena in Lexington, where Kentucky leads Tennessee State 47-40. As Rob said, Tennessee State led by as many as 7 in the first half before the Cats went on a 20-2 run, opened up a
Queen Pretty for the Wildcats, and that will conclude the non-conference play for the Wildcats, with the exception of Notre Dame, which will come. Alcorn State coming up in a few days, 115-87, the final here in Rupp. In celebration of 100 years of UK basketball.
What's in your wallet? And by the all-new Toyota Tundra Double Cab.
6:58 remaining in regulation. 55-53. Kentucky over North Carolina.
Vern, pointing out the point that I was making regarding Roy Williams. Damian Price this year has gotten in 7 games. Obviously has started none. Played a total of 17 minutes. That's 2.4 minutes a game. Do you think, when your wildest stretch of imagination, at the 6:58 to go in a 2-point game in Kentucky, Damian Price would be on the floor?
No.
I don't think so either. This is a
Great Medical Center. By your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers. By State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Partner will tell you exactly who William was and who Mary was. You're not going to want to miss that. Stay tuned. Students, of course, are on winter break, so the alumni band is here. Maryland, class of
1982.
All right, now, this is the first time you've played, or have you played a lot with the alumni?
I've been playing for quite some time.
All right, now, you never lose the chops, is that right?
Oh, you lose them, but they always come back.
Is it a lot of fun to see the same people when they show up?
It's awesome. We get to come back and watch the games, and we always have a great time with all the kids coming back here. We can still consider ourselves kids.
Do you get a chance to rehearse at all?
Oh, we rehearse about an hour before the game.
That's it?
That's it.
Sound great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, the alumni band in full force, Rob.
Thank you, Dick. As we have Joe Crawford at the line here with only 3
High level of service combined to make KU a great energy value. By O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices. By St. Joseph Heart Institute. One of America's 50 best.
Back in Rupp Arena, where Kentucky leads Campbell 45-11. The Wildcats' easy lead held Campbell without a bucket for 8 solid minutes, and they've not looked back. Florida, easy night over Sam Houston State. Pittsburgh and South Carolina locked up in a good one at halftime. Alabama trails Wisconsin at the half. College basketball scores from around the country. Also one bowl game in the Houston Bowl. Colorado 33, UTEP 28 in the fourth quarter. Alamo Bowl just underway. Back with more from Rupp after this word from your local station.
Randolph Morris with 19 points. He's hit 9 of 11 from the floor. Tonight's attendance, big crowd, 22,411. Now what?
University of Kentucky Wildcat Basketball is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By your Kentucky Select Chevy.
Well, Bradley, the leading scorer, Martin, and he's already got 12 points.
7 halftime in Rupp Arena. Back with more after these words from your local station.
Discover the Whitaker difference. By O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better.
And here in Rupp Arena, it is halftime with Kentucky up on Santa Clara by just 2, 30-28. And we... Coming up in a moment, we'll have some first half highlights and the first half statistics. Kentucky on top of Santa Clara, 30-28 here at the break. And there's more of the Windstream halftime report after this word from your local stations. Rupp, stay with us as Kentucky leads Santa Clara here at the half, 30-28.
Christmas season, celebrating Hanukkah. There's the alumni band, because the students are all home. Boy, that is. That right back there in the front, Ray Rector was on trumpet. There he had pan over there a little bit more to the right. He's sitting down now.
He's tired.
And how about the guy right there down there? Yeah, pan down a little bit. The guy that did the blue hair stuff.
He's just happy he's got hair at his age.
Yeah, but I mean, if anybody's watching from church or something, I mean, he's going to hear about it now.
For 30 years. And by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tonight's starting lineups as the Cats get set to take on the Minutemen in Rupp Arena. Cats get another turnover, and they've got the eruption zone going.
3 possessions kind of got away from what they were doing offensively. Crawford with a one-on-one move and Jasper dribbling a little bit too much, and so I'm sure he kind of wants them to understand that that's not how they got the lead, but go back out there and execute on the offense, the play that was drawn up at the timeout.
Kentucky 39, Massachusetts 27. That's the halftime score here in Rupp Arena in this Friday night matchup between the Cats and the Minutemen. And we highlights and the first half stats. Kentucky 39, Massachusetts 27 here at halftime.
Then it's Houston at home on January 3rd to close out our Big Blue Network schedule. And then they get into the SEC schedule, and they start out by going to Ole Miss, home against Auburn, home.
And put him to the line. Well, the way things have been going along for Tubby Smith, I think we've seen this team over the last 4 or 5 weeks, Doug.
And the alumni band getting things going here at Rupp Arena in downtown Lexington as the students still out enjoying their Christmas break. Time now to get you going with today's.
Most of them are scores. You've got Big Greg Oden at Ohio State. But I think it's one of the most difficult.
It's a 6-point Wildcat lead over the Colonels of EKU here at halftime. We've got more of the Windstream halftime report just ahead. Kentucky 34, Eastern 28 here at the break.
Tried to make the switch, thinking that Sheree Thomas would be able to match that quickness. Morris had to bail him out with the help.
I'm surprised.
The EKU Colonels, thanks to just some unbelievable shooting by freshman Adam Leonard, 6 of 6 from outside the 3-point.
Let's just get back to it. We asked the Cats about it earlier. It's kind of amazing to me, Doug, that this team is not ranked at.
Wildcat Warm-Up has been brought to you by Family Home Healthcare, by Dodge, by UK Healthcare, by Whittaker, by Papa John's Pizza, better ingredients, better pizza, by Value City Furniture.
There's more transfers than my man Happy Osborne at Georgetown.
He really does. They got 12 transfers?
12 transfers or junior college players, and this is a model.
Kentucky does on their out-of-bounds plays. Tubby Smith spent a lot of time on what Houston did. I look to see, if you're Kentucky right now, you got to get the ball inside the Randolph-Morris. You got to figure out a way.
Here at halftime in Rupp, the Kentucky Wildcats leading Houston by a score of 39-32. We welcome you to the city of Kentucky. Continues to build momentum in its push to become one of the nation's top 20 public research universities. In tonight's Windstream UK and the News halftime report, Carl Nathy says now is the time to make
22,000 plus here in Rupp Arena tonight. Tom Bickle, Tim Mays, and all those in the truck. Kevin Kidd, who's been here with us at the table, along with Dave Medley. And Martin, thanks to you.
Check your local listings for the time in your area as Mickey DeMoss's UK Hoops team takes on South Carolina in SEC action. That's tomorrow night.
Eagles of Tennessee Tech. Today's starting lineups are spot.
Ford dealers. Ford, built for the road ahead. By UK Healthcare. By O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every.
Getting defensive stops as much as it boils down to can we get a steal? If not, we've got a foul. And then can we get a steal? And then we have to foul. That's the game plan for them defensively, and it certainly can happen with 56 seconds to go.
Why do you think it is that that's happening down the stretch?
Well, you know, I just don't know if they're at halftime that they're, you know, making the adjustments at halftime. But today, there's times we're open to take the shot. We just don't take it. You got to be aggressive both offensively and defensively.
And you know, you talk about being tentative, Doug, and the other thing is let up on the pressure D. Don't let up on that pressure D. But in terms of being tentative, you know, sometimes when you have that coaching change and guys are trying to do the right thing, ready to go. It's the Cats and the Golden Panthers coming up next.
Wildcat Warm-Up has been brought to you by UK Healthcare, by the Kentucky Department of Transportation Safety, by KCTC.
With more of our action in Lexington right after this. It has been a good 20 minutes for the Cats so far. Plenty for the band to play about as Kentucky leads Florida International by a count of 43-21. Well, 2007 has been quite a year for the University of Kentucky on the academic, research, and artistic fronts, with many arena for the Wildcat fans so far as their Cats lead it by a count of 43-21. We're coming back with more in a minute. $20 points, an impressive victory for the Wildcats today, Kyle. Sports Network and Fox Sports all season long. Remember, we have got UK women's action coming your way.
Not sure if the Cats will get a day or two off for the holidays, but come back and get ready for that game on the 27th. And this is the time that when basketball teams make the biggest improvement.
I know that they practiced yesterday. I know they're scheduled for practice on Christmas night. That doesn't leave a big window in there.
Wildcat Warm-Up has been brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Tonight at Rupp, it's Kentucky versus Tennessee State.
Today, Ford Drive One. By the Whitaker Bank Corporation, uniquely Kentucky. By Papa John.
Time now for our starting lineups. They're brought to you.
More on the University of Kentucky's Digital Village in tonight's UK in the News halftime report.
Basketball is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By your local Dodge dealer. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life.
So far, kind of an average. Not as strong as the league has been in recent years in terms of conference play. It looked like, but Bruce Pearl's club has struggled, and I think this is a Kentucky team that's coming off.
The Office of Highway Safety. Drive smart, Kentucky. By your local Dodge dealer.
A.J. Stewart step up here over the last couple of games. He's played well.
Well, Robbie really has. And one thing good about A.J., he's really been aggressive offensively when he gets in.
Now to take a look at our starting lineups. And today's starting lineups are
Kentucky 37, Florida Atlantic 37.
By Ford. Visit your Kentucky and a Ford dealer today. Ford Drive One.
Almost a week to prepare for that game, but you know, they've got to get these things ironed out and ready to go if they want to have a chance to have a good performance and win on the road in Louisville.
obviously the head coach works with the AD, Mitch Barnhart, because as a defender, you're taught to help when somebody goes to the basket, except at this time of the game when you would rather the guy go for the two and you don't leave anybody open outside the arc.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's where you have to understand.
University of Kentucky Wildcat Basketball was brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Stay with us. We got a lot more coming up on Wildcat Warm-Up in a moment. We'll be right back. Thank you. We are getting closer and closer to tip-off as Central Michigan comes into Rupp Arena to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. Welcome back. Rob Bromley alongside is Doug Barnes
and welcome back into Rupp Arena in downtown Lexington as the 10-3 Kentucky Wildcats look for their 8th home victory. That's got to be a big confidence booster as well.
Well, he's made the 3 now, and he also made one of the driving layups. So, I think you can see that, like you said, gaining that confidence, hopefully gaining some consistency from game to game to get.
Great time to see folks here in Rupp Arena.
Or maybe just a swing to a wing for a catch and shoot. Or catch it, throw it right inside. Beat the basket with 2 or 3 seconds, or when you have more time.
It's always a situation where
has been another year of notable achievements for the University of Kentucky. Carl Nathy visits with UK President Lee Todd in tonight's UK in the News halftime report.
By your local Dodge dealer, you can take life as it comes, or you can grab life.
$7:52 to play in the half. Hope your holidays are off to a great start. I know a lot of folks already getting away from work and heading out to their holiday destinations. Hope you're
early on. They're hoping that number 13 is not unlucky. We're back with the starting lineups right after this.
It's time for our UK healthcare update and the new
by the Whitaker Bank Corporation, uniquely Kentucky. Papa John's Pizza, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. And game is being brought to you by State Farm. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. By KCTCS.
In your area. The alumni band back in playing as they always do during a break as the students have survived finals and gone home, and this latest test, which was a perfect all for you when we come back to the Commonwealth. 36-19, the third-ranked Wildcats of Kentucky in control against Tennessee Chat.
They just can't do that physically. It's impossible when you're only playing 6, maybe 7 players. But they are very dominant when they get into that full court press. It kind of changes the whole tempo of the game and really gets their offensive flowing.
Jim Cats.
Talk about the Wildcats.
No free ones at the Transy Lunch League.
Carolina for the defending champions of the Southeastern Conference. Largest lead of the
alumni band. They take over during Christmas break, putting out the hits.
Welcome back, everyone. Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers. Kentucky with a tenuous 3-point lead, just under 8 minutes to play here in the first half. I'm Mark Jones courtside along with Kara Lawson. Let's take a look at
Time Report is presented by Kay Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
Your eyes are not deceiving you. Mississippi State with a great start here at Rupp Arena. 12-2 our tally. When we come back, we'll have some highlights. There were plenty of them, and the stats as well. 40-37 Bulldogs. Arena in downtown Lexington, Kentucky, the Bulldogs. They are not swayed by the 23,000 in blue as they lead by 3 at the break. They led by as many as 10 on 3 different. Kentucky, 14th ranked team in the country, leading Mississippi State by 20. 86. Now let's send you to Tuscaloosa with
the UK Sports Network. Freddie Maggard is he served in the military, and so we want to say a big shout out to all of those folks who have or continue to.
The Wildcat Band was down in Nashville today with a football team, so the alumni band has stepped in here at Rupp Arena tonight.
36-28, number 2 Kentucky leads NJIT here at the break in Lexington. Dave Baker alongside KSR's Matt Jones and the former Wildcat Robbie Moss. Gentlemen, let's take a look at the first half highlights. And
let's go quickly over to the sideline to Steffi Sorensen.
Coach, your team defense.
Kentucky with the lead. They're looking to
Nothing that causes more anxiety from a head coach than some breaking news. And for more on our breaking news, the third member of our broadcast team, Dana Jacobson. Dana? Never miss a moment of college basketball with the CBS Sports app. Every play and score, every game, and every highlight right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app now. CBS Sports college basketball coverage is sponsored by AT&T, mobilizing your worlds. By Mercedes-Benz, experience truly great engineering today at your authorized dealer. And by USAA, join us at salutetoservice.com.
right around the corner as Kentucky leads 33-15. They even have the alumni band back on campus to entertain work halftime report. Kentucky shooting 42% in the first half. AA basketball. For more information and news on all women's sports, log on to ESPNW.com.
Minutes and 18 seconds of this ball game in a packed out Rupp Arena. Now over to Jill Montgomery with head coach John Calipari. Start of the second half, number 10 Kentucky on their way to perhaps snapping Ole Miss's 7-game winning streak of 46-22 lead after 20 minutes. Matt Stewart and coach John Bell.
With 3:14 remaining in the half. We check in with Shannon.
You know, in that last huddle for Kentucky, it was Isaiah Briscoe that was really challenging.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Be ready for anything winter throws at you.
Now coming up noon on Saturday, ACC battle, Wolfpack and Tar Heels get together at noon Eastern. And then at 2, Kansas might be coming off a